Hello, students. I am Purushottam Vishwakarma, your SST teacher, and today, with this part 4, we are going to finish the chapter Lifelines of National Economy. Before that, we have already discussed roadways, railways, waterways in three consecutive parts. If you haven't watched those videos yet, go to the playlist of class 10th SST and watch it. Now this is going to be part 4. So let's begin. In this part, we'll study airways along with communication and trade. So this is going to be the last part in this video. Let's begin. First of all, airways. Airways, the air travel today is the fastest, most comfortable and prestigious mode of transport. It is the fastest and most comfortable as well as prestigious. It is only in the reach of rich people. Even today, it is not under the reach of many. It is under the reach of only a few. It can cover very difficult terrains like high mountains, dreary desert, dense forest, and also long oceanic stretches with great ease because it is air transport. So there is no meaning of dreary desert, high mountains, dense forest, and all these because it flies over all these things. The northeastern part of the country marked with the presence of big rivers, dissected relief, dense forest, and frequent floods and international frontiers, etc. In the absence of air transport, we are unable to cover all these things. We can't even imagine to go to these places on high altitude, long distances. It has lessened the distance, it has shortened the distance. What? Air ways. Air travel has made access easier. Here in the picture, you can see a helicopter, especially in northeastern states. It is the best mode of transport because trains or buses cannot go there easily. The air transport was nationalized in the year 1953. Very important. You have to notice it. It was nationalized in the year 1953. Air India provides domestic and international air services. I would like to remind you one thing. You have to remember the year 1853 as well, when the first railway was run between Mumbai and Thane, and the distance was 34 kilometer. When? In which year? In the year 1853. And now, in the year 1953, just after 100 years, air transport was nationalized in India. Air India provides domestic and international air services. Pawan Hans Helicopters Limited provides helicopter services to Oil and Natural Gas Corporation in its offshore operations. Offshore to inaccessible areas and difficult terrains like the northeastern states, as I shown you above in the picture, and the interior parts of Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, and Uttarakhand. Because these are not easily accessible lands, so we use helicopters, Pawan Hans helicopters. Air travel is not within the reach of the common people, as I have told you earlier. It is not within the reach of the common people. It is only in the northeastern states that special provisions are made to extend the services to the common people. Especially in northeastern states, the facility is given for the common people. There are services for the common people. Now, the next heading that we have, Ever since human appeared on the earth, this is about communication. They have used different means of communication, but the pace of change has been rapid in modern times. Long distance communication is far easier without physical movement of the communicator or receiver. If you remember earlier, the mode of communication was a pigeon. Those trained pigeons were used for sending letters to far off places. Now, email, video call, and many more such things. Communication network. Communication is the process in which messages are sent from one place to another. People sitting thousands of kilometers away talk with one another, even watch one another. That is also, I told you, video call, video conferencing, various means of communication. What are the various means of communication? Postal services, print media, telecommunication, electronic media, that is radio and television, teleprinters and cables. These are means of communication. Personal communication and mass communication. Personal, as we talk on mobile phone, that is personal. Mass communication, we watch television, radio, listen to the radio, including television, radio, press, films, etc., are the major means of communication in the country. The Indian postal network is the largest in the world. The Indian postal network is the largest in the world. It handles parcels as well as personal written communications. You can send parcels as well. Speed post, cards, and envelopes are considered first class mail and are airlifted between stations covering both land and air. The second class mail include book packets, registered newspapers, and periodicals. You have to remember first class mail, cards and envelopes, second class, books and registered newspapers along with periodicals. They are carried by surface mail with train via trucks, covering land and water transport. To facilitate quick delivery of mails in large towns and cities, six mail channels have been introduced recently. What are they? They are called Rajdhani channel, Metro channel, Green channel, Business channel, Bulk mail channel, and Periodic channel. These are different channels. These are classifications of different mails. Now we'll see in the picture the important airports. There are seaports as well, but we'll basically notice airports because we have already studied about seaports in last video. So let's see airports. Very important airport in Amritsar, Raja Sansi Airport. Where is it? In Punjab. Then in Delhi, Indira Gandhi International Airport. Just below it, you can see. Furthermore, Kolkata Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose in the picture, Kolkata, Hyderabad, Mumbai, along with Chennai here. So these are major international airports, and some of them can be asked in your examination to locate and label. India has one of the largest telecom networks in Asia, including urban places. More than two-thirds of the villages in India have already been covered with subscriber trunk dialing. That is STD. Full form of STD is subscriber trunk dialing. This is a telephone facility. Although nowadays there is no use of STD booths, but it was used some 20 years ago. In order to strengthen the flow of information from the grassroots to the higher level, the government has made special provisions to extend 24 hours STD facility to every village in the country. There is a uniform rate of STD facilities all over India. Rate is fixed by government companies, especially BSNL, Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited. It has been made possible by integrating the development in space technology with communication technology, and it is possible only because of satellites. Mass communication provides entertainment and creates awareness among people. एक तो ये एंटरटेनमेंट प्रोवाइड करता है, आपको मूवीज देखने को मिलती हैं, कार्टून देखने के लिए मिलता है, along with it creates awareness. न्यूज़ देखते हैं आप टेलीविज़न पे, and you get plenty of knowledge about various national programs and policies. It includes radio, television, newspapers, magazines, books, and films. All India Radio, that is also known as Akashvani, broadcast a variety of programs in national, regional, and local languages for various categories of people spread over different parts of the country. Doordarshan, the national television channel of India, is one of the largest terrestrial networks in the world. It broadcasts a variety of programs from entertainment, educational to sports, etc., for people of different age groups. So on national TV channel DD National, you can watch plenty of programs related to entertainment, education, and sports. Nowadays, national channel is used for teaching students. There are many programs for different subjects, and the teachers are teaching in live sessions. You can ask questions as well. India publishes a large number of newspapers and periodicals annually. They are of different types depending upon their periodicity. Their periodicity. Newspapers are published in about 100 languages and dialects. लगभग 100 भाषाओं और बोलियों में dialects ये न्यूज़पेपर छापे जाते हैं. The largest number of newspapers published in the country are in Hindi. और सबसे ज़्यादा किस लैंग्वेज में? हिंदी में. Followed by English and Urdu, and then it is followed by English language and then Urdu language. The third one is Urdu. India is the largest producer of feature films. You know Bollywood. इंडिया में सबसे ज़्यादा फिल्में बनाई जाती हैं. Largest producer of feature films in the world. It produces short films, video feature film, and video short films. The Central Board of Film Certification is the authority to certify both Indian and foreign films. CBFC, the Central Board of Film Certification, CBFC, is the authority to certify both Indian and foreign films. Now, about international trade. Trade is only possible because of good transportation, that can be roadways, railways, waterways, and airways. Then communication as well. So all these have a very important role in international trade. What is international trade? The exchange of goods among people, states, and countries is referred to as trade. The market is the place where such exchanges take place. Trade between two countries is called international trade. जब दो कंट्रीज के बीच में ट्रेड होता है तो उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं? इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड. इट मे टेक प्लेस थ्रू सी, एयर और लैंड रूट्स. कैसे ये हो सकता है? एयरवेज से, रोडवेज से, या फिर वाटरवेज से. While local trade is carried in cities, towns, and villages, state level trade is carried between two or more states in the same way. International level trade is carried between two or more countries. Advancement of international trade of a country is an index to its economic prosperity. More advanced international trade, that means more prosperous the country is. It is therefore considered the economic barometer of a country. यही वजह है कि ट्रेड को हम इकोनॉमिक बैरोमीटर मानते हैं। जितना ऊंचा ये उठेगा, कंट्री उतनी ही डेवलप्ड होगी। As the resources are space bound, no country can survive without international trade. रिसोर्सेस जरूरी नहीं कि सभी रिसोर्स हर जगह मिलते हों, दे आर स्पेस बाउंड। तो हम डिपेंडेंट हैं तमाम रिसोर्सेज के लिए दूसरी कंट्रीज पे। नो अदर कंट्री कैन सर्वाइव विदाउट इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड। एक्सपोर्ट एंड इम्पोर्ट आर द कंपोनेंट्स ऑफ ट्रेड। हमको एक्सपोर्ट भी करना पड़ता है और इम्पोर्ट भी। द बैलेंस ऑफ trade of a country is the difference between its export and import. We'll know more about it. What is trade? The exchange of goods among people, states, and countries is referred to as trade. This is the definition. Three types of trade are there: regional trade, local trade, and international trade. Trade between two countries is called international trade. Foreign trade includes exports and imports. Export trade is the trade in which a country supplies its surplus goods and commodities to other national and earn valuable foreign exchange. Import trade is the trade in which a country obtains these goods and commodities from other countries in which it is deficient. तो एक्सपोर्ट क्या होगा? अपने वहां से दूसरी कंट्री में सामान भेजना। इंपोर्ट क्या होगा? दूसरी कंट्री से अपनी जरूरत का सामान मंगाना। बैलेंस ऑफ ट्रेड इज द डिफरेंस इन द वैल्यू ऑफ एक्सपोर्ट्स एंड इंपोर्ट्स। कंट्री की स्थिति अच्छी तब होगी जब उसका एक्सपोर्ट अधिक होगा और इंपोर्ट कम होगा। मोर एक्सपोर्ट एंड लेस इंपोर्ट। जितना ज़्यादा एक्सपोर्ट, अगर इंपोर्ट से ज़्यादा एक्सपोर्ट हुआ तो आप अच्छी सिचुएशन में हैं, क्योंकि आपको फॉरेन एक्सचेंज मिल रहा है, वैल्यूएबल फॉरेन एक्सचेंज मिल रहा है। लेकिन अगर आप ज़्यादा इंपोर्ट करते हैं तो आप अपना पैसा दूसरी कंट्री को दे रहे हैं। When the value of export exceeds the value of imports, it is called a favorable balance of trade, as I told you. On the contrary, if the value of imports exceeds the value of value of exports, it is termed as unfavorable balance of trade. India has trade relations with all the major trading blocs and all geographical regions of the world. The commodities exported from India to other countries include germs, gems and jewelry, chemicals and related products, agriculture and allied products, etc. The commodities imported to India include petroleum, crude and products, gems and jewelry, chemicals and related products, base metals, electronic items, machinery, agriculture and allied products. So these are imports. And earlier we discussed about exports. India has emerged as a software giant at the international level, and it is earning large foreign exchange through the export of information technology. Now, tourism as a trade. What is the importance of tourism? This is the last heading. Tourism as a trade. Tourism in India has grown substantially over the last 3 decades. Substantially over the last three. Tourism as a trade. Tourism in India has grown substantially over the last 3 decades. Foreign tourist arrivals in the country witnessed an increase of 23.5% during the year 2004 as against the year 2003, thus contributing rupees 21,828 crore of foreign exchange. Over 2.6 million foreign tourists visit India every year. More than 15 million people are directly engaged in the tourism industry. Tourism also promotes national integration, provides support to local handicrafts and cultured pursuits. It also helps in the development of international understanding about our culture and heritage. Foreign tourists visit India for heritage tourism, eco-tourism, adventure tourism, cultural tourism, medical tourism, and business tourism. For these reasons, they visit India. There is a vast potential for development of tourism in all parts of the country. Efforts are being made to promote different types of tourism for this upcoming industry. Now, we have a picture from your textbook. You can see here the importance of tourism and the growth of tourism in India. That's all in this video. Thanks for watching.